Kangen Water. Kangen Water. Change your water, change your life.
A lovely Thursday, dear viewers, and welcome to the Kangen Water Show special interview. I am your host today, Mwene Muyanga, and in the studio we have the Kangen Water General Manager, Elder Enoch Shitalu. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure always to be here and talking about matters of health.
Indeed, that is great. And today we are looking at the effects of red meat, and so we want you to stay glued to our channel. You can catch us live on Hope Channel Zambia Facebook page, as well as Hope Channel Zambia YouTube channel. Remember to like, to share, to comment, and to invite a friend to come and learn the wonderful lessons that we have kept for you on today's show. Elder, as we kickstart, maybe we start looking at maybe the preparations of red meat. I know a lot of us are victims of this food relish, and most of the times, most of the people, at least in a society, in a house, in wherever, it is food that is readily available on the market, in superstores. We can afford it, like it's all over. Anyone can find it, and so it's one of those foods that we consider nice for the for our taste buds and all that.
Yeah, that's the problem with it. And you'll agree with me that we were born with this mind that eating meat is good eating.
Eating well.
Okay, yes, that is a sign that no, you are living. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. So that's our mindset. Yeah, especially here in Africa, even in the developed countries, the mind is the same, and I don't doubt it's the devil that has implanted this wrong perception in our minds, because if we go back to the beginning, God did not even include it on the diet of man.
For humanity. Yes.
When he gave man what to eat, God did not even include the meat there, because when we talk of red meat, mainly we refer to meat from animals. Yeah, beef and stuff like that. Yeah. There's a slight difference between red meat and the so-called white meat, chicken and the fish. Yeah. So we are mainly talking about red meat, meat from animals. So I was saying from the beginning, God did not prescribe it as one of the foods. Yeah. It was later, after the flood, actually. After the flood. But history says man started eating meat even before the flood. Actually, that was one of the reasons they couldn't even listen to God's word, because they had taken in this substance that helped them to become stubborn. Yeah. So it was after the flood. And you remember God complaining about what man had become. Yeah. God even regretted having created man during the days of Noah, looking at what man had become. So he even said he would reduce his days because of disobedience. And that is God's grace at work, reducing the lifespan of a sinner is God's grace. because the life of a sinner is a hopeless and useless life.
Yeah, a very
nothing
miserable
good.
life.
Yeah. So in His grace, God reduces. You can even look at the level of reduction. Before, or even in the days of Noah, they lived up to 900.
Yeah, 900.
The Methuselah's 969.
Yes.
Noah himself 950 years. Now look at after Noah, we come now to Abraham, 175. Now look at the difference from 950 to 175. And one way God used to reduce their lifespan was to allow them eat flesh or red meat. Because it was after the flood that God permitted them. But even then, because of His grace, He told them how they should eat, this red meat. But one of the reasons was to reduce the lifespan. And that's one of the terrible effects of eating red meat. That has not changed. Even now, eating red meat reduces one's lifespan, which is already reduced. You can imagine.
Yeah, so sad.
Yes, so that's one of the bad effects of eating red meat. It reduces the lifespan of the eater. So if you want to die early, one way you would do that is to just allow yourself to eat, meat. Yes, especially if you make it your daily.
Yeah. So interesting, Elder. Maybe we try to understand what was God's original diet and what was His purpose. I understand even in Eden, animals were there. Even after the fall, after Adam and Eve were out of Eden, animals were there. But why did God intend that man should only eat but vegetables and shrubs and all those things that He had given to Adam in the very first, at the beginning?
Yeah, God's plan for man was that man should live forever. Yes, man should not die. That was God's plan. Then the entrance of sin, that disobedience by Adam and Eve, turned the whole situation around. Death came in. In fact, in the beginning, God gave man fruits, grains, and seeds. Okay? That's all. Man would live on these and be healthy. Then when sin came in, God added now vegetables. Because man now will be prone to these health problems.
Yes.
So in His grace again, God added vegetables as a way of helping man, fight these diseases. Okay? Because even that addition is still part of the alkaline diet. That diet that God gave to man is what is referred to as an alkaline diet. That does not promote acidity. Yes. And that is the ideal diet. Even now, that is the ideal diet. If man can eat of these even now, man would be healthy. Yeah. So, when, the coming in of sin, as I said, changed even the thinking of man. Man, even now, cannot trust God's word. You can imagine. Man cannot trust God's word. Nowadays, he does not, he is not seen. But in those days, 90s, He was one of these Pentecostal preachers. Yeah, he was, as he was preaching, he started sharing the story. He talked about what to eat. So he said he has a friend in the States who has studied, you know, about the nature of animals, all animals. Yes. Those animals that are prone to diseases and what type of diseases, that guy has studied all this. So he said this pastor now called the friend and told him to prescribe, you know, foods from the animal world. Yes, foods that were safe for him to eat. And you know, when the man sent him the list, it is the same list that is in Leviticus chapter 11 that God gave to man. So this man was even laughing and said, so now I don't eat pork, not because of the Seventh-day Adventist, but because my friend told me it is not safe.
It's not safe to eat pork.
So I was like, how foolish. No, just failing to trust God. It's there in the Bible. God says, this you eat, this you don't eat. This you eat, this you don't eat. But him trusted the friend
more than he would trust God.
More than he would trust God, you can see. So this is what sin has done. And so man now wants to eat whatever. Yeah, and the result is now what we are seeing now. All these health problems coming upon humankind. You know, God knew that if man ate, you know, vegetables, grains, fruits, these are natural foods. Man would live for a long time. Yeah. So, meat eating, number one, reduces one's lifespan. Yes. Because actually, people are not even eating meat the way it is supposed to be eaten. Because even when God permitted man to eat meat, especially when it comes to the children of Israel, in Leviticus 3 verse 17, yes, somewhere there, God told them through Moses, in all your generations, you should not eat fat and blood. Even when you eat meat, make sure you remove fat and
you remove blood.
Blood, yes. And that's how the children of Israel ate meat. They would remove. It was a process. Even now, I was privileged to have been taught the Bible by one of the American Jews. Yeah, so I asked how the Jews, those faithful Jews up to now, how they eat meat. So he explained to me, they take, you know, this piece of meat, in cold water, they add salt and soak it there for some time. Remove it, because that salt water will suck the blood. Remove it in other salty water again. This time even the color will be changed. When they remove it, they'll put it on some platform and then heat it. Then they put in another container of water. Yes. Then again, blood will be sucked out. They heat it again, heating it. He said by the time it comes out, it is white and tasteless. And you wouldn't like it. Because what he brings about that taste people want, it is fat and blood. Yes. Without fat and blood, it is tasteless. Yeah. So they just season it using different spices. So that was how God told man to eat meat.
But you see, for me nowadays, the whole process would be so, tiring and so inconveniencing.
No one would even be interested.
Yeah, no one would be interested
in
in doing all that. Yeah, so
God just wanted the man to know that this, you are not supposed to.
In short, you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah, look at how laborious it is, the process.
Yeah, just to prepare the meal.
Because the waste, substance in meat is the fat, saturated fats. Saturated fats. Because these saturated fats are the ones that even contain what is known as cholesterol. Okay? And so what they do now, they will go and because there's nowhere the body can take the fat. So they deposit them, these fat deposits, into the blood vessels. You see? Making now the blood vessels smaller or narrower than they are supposed to be. And then, these are the vessels through which the blood will pass. They are becoming now smaller. But this blood should go to every part of the body. So that will result now into the heart now pumping more.
Hard.
What is known as the blood pressure, high blood pressure, taxing the heart. So it will result into high blood pressure. It will result into heart problems. All these strokes you are hearing about. Just from there. Because sometimes they will even form clots and block the blood vessels. And that is very dangerous to health. Because anything that disturbs the flow of blood, it is a danger to life. Now even God says it, life